Okay, welcome back. So, gonna be doing another Latin episode today. This will be, episode 35 of me. Well, you know what? Let's just stay crouched up over here. Not interested in dealing with that until I have my buff gone. Eat what you got, my man. I got 30 seconds until I can go and fight him. And I will kick his ass, if I have to. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. Map is not a hot spot here, but that doesn't mean there's not people. However, I don't hear footsteps, I just hear him. What a shame. For him. Alright. Starting off this episode, right. We're fighting. Get down here. Don't be a coward. Come fight. You got a full belly. You just ate. Come on. Hatz players, man. I'm telling you. Hatz players. Like, he didn't even attempt. He hit me with one attack. Ah. A trio of hats. That is harder. Of course he's not alone. Why would he be alone? I think I could get up there. That one looks small too. Oh my god, there's several hats. Okay, I gotta pause my music for this. This is gonna be something else, I tell you. I mean, I appreciate that they're up there and they're not, they're not fighting. He's big. I like his skin too. Alright, well, hey, you know what? I'm not willing to do a 4-on-1 against a bunch of hats. But maybe we are. Nope. I'm not interested in a 4-on-1. So I'm going to opt to not go near my nest. So I don't have to deal with that being destroyed. I don't really want to have to rebuild my nest for a silly mistake like that. Anyways, yeah, today we're just going to be repping up salt flats when I can. That's one hat's maybe two, but 4 is really not something I can deal with. Not safely, anyways. Not solo. Speaking of solo, though, today I will be playing with a couple friends from the server. We're not going to be gross mix packers. We're going to all be running Raptors. I believe we have another Latin, possibly a third Latin, or Achillo that'll be with us today. So we'll get them on later. But for now, we're just going to patrol the area, get in some fights where we can. I will scoot up there and go over my build. How I like to run my Latin. I've seen people who will run pure bleed Latin or pure damage Latin. I like to kind of keep it in the middle. I got my ripping kick. Obviously, you can see it down there. I got my ripping kick for some bleed. Helps tremendously with people who just like to run around, like Megs. It's kind of 50-50 with Rexes, but I mean, it gets some damage in there, damage over time. Especially if you can stack it up. And on Rexes and Titans, some of my favorite things to fight. It stacks up pretty nice and quick. What do we have over there? Speaking of, a Titan with a skin. I believe that's one of those paid skins. I am ever wary of Sarcos. Sarcos are, you know, the end of all fun and joy. For me here. I'm hearing something pittering around. Anyway, so I've got Raptor Strikes for damage. It's just, it beats out Mangle in terms of damage. Just raw damage, plus the stamina cost while pounced. Looks like we've got 2 Raptors over there. You know what, let's try and group up with them. See if they'll come fight the Titan. Oh, it sounds like they are fighting the Titan. Okay, go over the build later. We'll fight a Titan first. Man, hate to see it. Bunch of cowards in this game. Nobody ever wants to come fight. Look at the size of you. Look at the size of you. What are you doing? Okay. My pounce bugged out a little bit there. Uh-oh, did we just have a casualty? Poor Titan, he's so scared, man. Just come fight. Don't stay still, we will get you there. Oh, popped his feather. Get out of there. Do you like my dance, Titan? I'm content to keep leading you. More than content. I can keep doing this as long as I need to. I got trampled there. I have all the time in the world. I hope that he enjoys playing the game this way. You know, if he wants to play the run scared, sit at the edge of the water for an hour simulator. I've got ample food around I can go grab. There's got to be critters up there. I got water right here. I will sit you out. I will sit here and watch. But it's more fun to get up in there and do something about it. That was a fucking Bluetooth bite if I ever fucking saw one. What the shit was that? Well, let's try and heal that shit off. Oh, okay. Holy, he's fucking lagging. Holy shit, he's moonwalking. He said, "Mom, kick the router. Quickly, there's two little birds." This guy's got the reaction time of, I don't know, something that has a slow reaction time. A slug. And because he's got a slow reaction time. Like, look at that, man. Okay, so that I'm not gonna say that didn't hit me, but that definitely looked like it was some sort of tail hit. I didn't even see where it particularly hit me, but that did just kill me. And I mean, you know, hey, good for him. He played as lame as he possibly Dark Woods. He played as lame as he possibly could. I shouldn't have gone up there and taunted him. You know, I should have just let him be a loser. But I decided to get. I was impatient, and that's my number one. That's the number one thing that'll kill you as a Latin, is being impatient. You have to be patient because there is a massive, massive skill difference. Right? Look how many times I hit him. I hit him with probably 4 or 5 ripping kicks, probably 10 or 12 raptor strikes, and I mean it wasn't that much. I'll be honest, but you know, I got hit maybe once or twice, tail hits, or trample. Where am I going? Hold on, let me make sure I know where I'm going before I start babbling. Yeah, this is the right way. Gonna hit up the whistling columns thing, get a little bit of growth. I didn't lose that much, honestly. Sometimes when I die, I end up losing a full bar of growth. I wonder what the system for calculating that is. If there's something I'm doing, or what. Maybe because he killed me in a single bite, it was a one tap. It definitely wasn't a head hit. If anything, he hit the very tip of my tail. But, hey, you know, a Titan. He's a Titan. So his damage output is enormous. So what I think happened is it didn't even register that I was in combat. And I know that there's a difference between in combat, you know, growth loss versus out of combat growth loss. From something like, or even something like fall damage or a critter. So I believe what happened is I was out of combat. I'm out of stam too. I was out of combat and he killed me, and so I didn't lose that much, which is great for me. That's great. Great news all around. I need to get up in here. But yeah, there's a big skill difference in the amount of times that I would need to bite a Titan versus the amount of times a Titan would need to bite me. I'm small, I'm fast, I'm mobile. If you are behind a Titan, you can crouch down and bite and bite and bite, and they can't hit you with a tail sweep. Same with Rex, though sometimes it'll... Oh, hello. What are we here? Let's get some stamina and just kill this guy for the fun of it. What are you, an aloe? A metri? I like whatever he's got going on top of his head. Quills. I'm thinking this is a metri? I don't know. This could be an aloe. It looks small, whatever it is. Oh! He was logging out. Well, that makes sense why he was standing still. That would have been a cheap kill, but... I wouldn't have done anything. I would have just had fun doing it. Look at me. Now I'm venomed. Whatever this is. Ugh. Anyways, so yeah. As a raptor, when you're fighting stuff, you just have to remember that there's a difference in the amount of time. You know, obviously I'm small. I have a smaller health pool, a lower damage output. So I need to get in there. I need to get a couple hits. I need to let bleed do a lot of the work on those bigger guys especially. You know, as fun as raptor strikes are and as fun as pouncing is, I need to keep my stamina, keep my distance, be kind of safe all around. As safe as I can be, you know. I'm mobile, watch positioning, watch reactions from what they do. The longer the fight goes on, the better of an idea you'll have of how they are as a player. Does this go away? If I sleep, we got 17 seconds. What does this do? Reduce health recovery. Alright. So we're going to go up through Dried Lake, Green Valley, Stego Mountain, Salt Flats. Back to my nest. I doubt that Titan will still be there. If he is, it'll probably just be, you know, his emaciated corpse from not eating or drinking. Stood at the edge of the water. Or I guess he's got my body to eat now, eh? Bet you anything, though, he ran. Oh. I gotta figure out how to disable the Windows key. I hit it so many times going for the shift button. But anyways, so back to what I was saying. So I've got my build, I got my Raptor Strikes. I think they're the best damage-wise. Mangle has such a long cooldown. It's really not such a long cooldown, but, you know, comparative to, you know, 3, 4, 5 max Raptor Strikes doing whatever it is, 50 damage, 70 damage. It's something high. I think it's around the 50 mark. You know, keeping up those stacks, being a little ankle toe biter. Throwing in a couple of, you kick bite. You can put yourself into their hitbox and get a free bite out of it while keeping up your bleed. If you're tanking something and just going to do full damage out the front, you do Raptor Strike, bite, bite, and then your Raptor Strike is back to go, or back right away. Not right away, but it lines up nicely, is what I'm getting at. Let's not try and die from fall damage. I hope there's nothing down here. Or even, I hope there is something down here. I hope there's a little herbivore I can fight without dying. Or even a big herbivore I can fight without dying. Give me like an Iggy, or not a Bars. Maybe an EO. I don't want a Styra either. I find they just like to run down. An Alberta would be cool. Don't see them too often. Lamb. Maybe even a, maybe not a Stego. Honestly, there's not a lot of herbivores I like fighting. I like fighting carnivores better. It's crazy because the carnivores are meant to kill things, right? That's their whole thing, is that they are meant to kill other players. But the herbivores have sometimes better tools, like Stego or even a Kentro with all the bleed and, you know, detonate build on a Kentro. Just eviscerates everything. Stego 2 is, 3 shots, 4 shots, plus the bleed. Even an Amarga is hard to fight as... this is all me talking about fighting as a raptor. Yeah, it's just kind of not really enjoyable. Like, an Anki has got AoE stuff, or an Anno, sorry, Noto. It's got the AoE, so it's pretty well just... I can't pounce it, I can't run up close to it because it can swing around to that 180 spin, break my bones, and then I'm dead in 1 or 2 hits, right? Even with my buff, it's, not something to mess with. Yeah, no, Styra is just kind of fast, and it does a lot of bleed, and the only way to get away from it without taking a shit ton of damage up front is to run, which just puts more bleed on. It's, it's well equipped to handle a solo raptor. As a group, I don't mind fighting things like bars. I don't mind fighting them. Just depends on the circumstances. But as a solo, I prefer to fight my apexes or my sub-apexes. Let me drink some water. It's at a lower percent, so someone's here. Or several people are here. I mean, I dropped it a couple percent, but... Let's get this super easy growth. Another couple quests and I should be good to go. Let's go scum through this. Yeah, I hear you. See if I can get the turtle one. So interesting little fact. Number 1, these quests permeate through death and logging. So you can go to a bunch of different NPCs, collect these quests, and, get 2 out of 3 stingers. And then when you find another scorpion on your way back from wherever you died, you just grab the last one, and you get your 1% growth. You can also just do that, look away from them, and get a new quest. Now, this is the same quest, so... It's not the same quest, but it's the same quest creatures. Or not quite, but, I don't want to go... This spawn rate for those ones specifically is so difficult. And there's 3 or 4 different quests. Leather? What's leather come from? Wadiosaurus? Is that what it is? Yeah. Rotten egg? Rotten egg we can do. No, I think there's just 5 up there. Let's keep scumming through these till we get the skewed quest, because there's so many turtles that spawn in cell flats. No, so see, this is the 3rd differently named quest where I have to get the scorpion or one of these odd creatures that you never find, except on, a rare occasion on a beach. Eggshell? I don't want the eggshell. As far as I'm aware, there's no... Scutes, that's what I want. Okay. As far as I'm aware, there's not a limit to how many times you can scum through his quests. And you can stack... I don't even know if there's a limit to how many you can stack. But next critter I find, I'm going to have to kill and eat. I'm going to grab that growth over there too. But yeah, okay, back to the build. I'm running Hiss, which is my my vocal ability. It gives me 60% reduced damage, or I take 60% less damage for the duration, which is a minute long, I believe. So, taking 2/3 of, or only taking 1/3 of the damage you should be, or it's really 40%, but, we'll say for the sake of argument, it's about 1/3 of the damage that you would normally take. That lets you face tank things that are, what am I, a 1 slot, a 2 slot? It lets you tank things that are, a slot or 2 higher even. I find it is best if you are dealing with something small and mobile, like other raptors. Anything like a styro would be good. I mean, the styro already just does too much damage. I heard something. Oh, it's one of him. You're getting eaten. So styro already puts out kind of too much damage for it to be... I mean, it helps. It might help you get away. But, you know, dealing with small things that can turn around quickly and catch up to you or follow you around, or even something that's going to be attacking quickly, or even something that does lots of damage. It's kind of good in any situation against anything. And it's rare that I'll get into a fight where I expect to get hit and not want to run. Okay, well I need you. And not be running Hiss. Just because of how versatile it is. I think it's the best of the calls. I mean, the other options for voice are Mob Rally, which is alright. If I'm in a group, I might switch to that. Lord of Terror is only usable at night, immediately useless 50% of the time. And even then, it's not that good. Call of Night Terrors, really? I mean, 15% increased damage for a minute, 10 times. Again, it's okay, but only during the night. So once again, that's one of those things where it immediately is useless half the time. So this is a problem. Three of them I cannot fight. So, yeah, I'm not looking to fight three conchs. But something like a conch, fighting them, taking a third of the damage, is very helpful. Something that's small, that's going to hit you, that's going to be kind of hard to chase around. You get a minute of essentially being on their tier. Now, I don't think I can just straight up face tank a conch. I believe that they just have more, like they can kick, claw, bite, whatever they do. I don't actually know, I don't play them. But being able to, you know, take 60% reduced damage for a full minute, and I think it's only a 3-minute cooldown, is pretty good. Because at the end of that minute, you're going to want to fight, get in there as much as possible during that minute. And afterwards, you know, we already have good healing. Good healing level as a lat. So it's fairly good. Then I'm doing Tail Fan. There's just, you know, there's no debate. Tail Fan is just a necessary thing to have, right? It's good for mobility. I wouldn't switch anything for it. I don't even think there is anything even remotely worthwhile. Moonrunner, 25% less stamina during night. Again, right? Featherweight, okay, Featherweight, that's tricky. Featherweight's good at letting you not die, but it leaves you on 1 health. It triggers every 30 seconds, which is a good enough cooldown, I would say. That's probably a good enough cooldown. But when you land, your bones are going to break. The only thing that's going to be picking you up and dropping you is, you know, if you're sat at the edge of a cliff and, like, something comes up, like a duck or a suko, and backhands you, or Apache, you know, knocks you off. But, I mean, in that case, just maybe don't sit at the edge of a cliff when there's those things around. Keep your senses about you. Don't get caught in that situation. Don't put yourself in that situation. Otherwise, a Hatz is the only main concern beyond that. But like I said, when you get dropped, you'll take the full bone break, and you'll limp away. You'll be at 1 health. Oh, that was weird. Audio cut out. So it'll only take, you know, the Hatz just has to drop you and then swoop down after you, and 1 peck, you're done. Your bones are broken. You're not really going anywhere fast. So it might keep you alive, but it's more of a hindrance, honestly. I'd rather just die and regrow than waste a full ability slot on... What do we have over here? Turtles! That's what I need. I need turtles. Oh, stuck on... What the hell are you? Are you a baby Achillo? That's what you get, man. I don't know what you're thinking. Is that the Titan? Tell me that's a Titan. I'm ready to fight him right now. I got 5 Raptors. You know what? Fuck it, man. I got my stacks. I'm ready to go. Again, Bluetooth play. That was close. Put some bleed on him. Put lots of bleed on him. I don't know what number of stacks he's at. But we are messing him up with bleed. I am low on stamina, though. If he just decides to get up and chase me, I will die. And I don't believe he knows that. What are we mix packing with? Anno? So I know that I'm faster getting up. Let's just watch and see what he does. He'll wait that bleed off, but I'll have full stamina. I think I started that fight with half stamina. I got a minute 40 until I get my call back. He's really not even going to attempt to fight, huh? Are you guys mix packing? Is that what's going on here? Woohoo! Ooh, get out of there. Yes, run. Woohoo! I will say this Titan is not too bad. Like he's not trying to come and get me. He shouldn't be running after me. I agree, that's not a good idea. Is he showing? Oh. Well. I guess the bleed got him. I mean, I did put on like 50 stacks of bleed. So, well, hey, you know what? That's a fight. Don't get too close to me now. Are we saying something global? Cool. Well, hey, that's that's a solo fight. We got it here on film. No interference. I appreciate it. No, I did hear something else, and I still need a couple more scoots. So let's see what's around. It's too bad the trophies aren't back. I really want them to bring back trophies. There's got to be a better solution than just removing trophies. It was something about people were using it to like glitch up to get real fast growth or something. Which, I don't know, man, whatever. Maybe the cooldown was already fairly long. You know, if somebody... I mean, I guess now with how easy it is to regrow, like, you know, you only have to do one albino quest or maybe a couple small quests. You know, let's grab the roots while we're out here, speaking of quests. You only have to do a couple quests in order to get all your growth back to up to full. And I think people were sacrificing themselves to give trophies to babies. And then coming back and doing something, or maybe it was just back and forth to get marks. I don't know what it was necessarily, but there's got to be a better solution than just all trophies are gone from the game for like a month now. Right, there has to be a better way to do that. Succulents, let's do it while we're here. There's going to be turtles over there, and there's going to be turtles over there. Or maybe one will spawn over here, who knows? I think that the Hatzes are gone, but I have absolutely no way to know. Got to keep an eye out for the sound of wings, because the Hatz will ruin my day. If it were to clamp me while flying. But yeah, you know, good on him for actually hitting that. It's pretty tight timing. You got to make sure that your angle is perfect to grab me so low to the ground. You got to make sure that the clamp comes out at the right time. I think this turtle's putting up a better fight than that Titan did. No, his fight was alright. Like, it wasn't... His fight was alright. It wasn't anything special. He didn't do anything interesting. I don't know what he was running. He didn't have juke as far as I'm aware, which is why I was so confident to get up in there and just bite at his ankles. I will say I got very lucky a couple times. A couple times he should have bit me and I would have had to run pretty far. You know, well, not really too far. I'd have to go up to my nest to heal it off. If some of those... Oh. Are we going for another round? I do believe we are. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going for a second round. A second Titan has hit the salt flats. So I burned through a lot of stamina with those pounces. Let's take him up to visit our nest, shall we? You heal off your bleed, let me get my stamina back. This is good. You know what, let me get up to my nest for this. So I can out-heal him. I mean, obviously I'm going to out-heal him, I'm a Latin, but... just keep an eye on him. There we go. Get our bonus healing. Look at how fast we regen. And he's going to regen next to nothing, I bet you, because he must have been starving if he was letting me... if he was letting me bite him like that. He must have been absolutely just real hungry. So now that I'm almost full, and I got 2 minutes left on my timer... most of my stamina back. Let's, okay, so I thought that I could squeeze through. I knew that he wanted a juke. I just thought that I could push beside him. So that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. But you know what? I think that's we're gonna call it for here. We'll do the group play another day or another hour. But we'll call it here. I'm gonna listen back to it, see how this looks, and yeah, that's my Latin.